Amazing. Okay, you guys, we have the next caller. I'm super excited because we have so many women that come on to the show and come into the program. And so we always honor the divine masculine. So Claude is in here. Claus is in here today. I'm super excited to have you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you, Claus?
I'm fine. I feel fantastic.
Amazing. So we're going to just dive right in this today. I did read a little bit of your application and reading around money and making friends. And so we want to dive into knowing the truth. But what we first want to do is kind of break down what is actually happening in your life. What are the patterns that you're seeing for yourself? Thank you so much for getting so vulnerable for everyone. What's going on? What are the patterns that you're seeing for yourself that you're ready to break through?
Um, like I realize I'm 50 years old, and I've realized that since childhood, since I started in school, I've told myself that I'm not worth anything. I've realized that now. Because when I started school, the teachers told me that you can't do that, and you are not ready for that, and you can't speak correctly, so you need to go to someone who can learn you to use all the words and so on. So I just realized that I've
Isn't that
always tried to
amazing?
be normal and try to be valuable.
Wow. I'm just
So
feeling into your
that's
energy right now, just so you know, I'm feeling this profound, beautiful, divine, powerful man, and just your deep desire to know yourself and to really step into your greatness. And so I just want to honor that, first of all. Okay. So let's just take a look at what's the impact. Let's pretend that nothing changed. Let's pretend that what you've been doing for the last 50 years keeps persisting for the next 10, 20, 30 years. What's the negative impact? What's the loss of potential of who Claus is?
I think it's more like I've realized what I missed the last 50
Mm,
years, that I could have been so much more.
mm.
So so if everything stays the same, then I realize that, oh, I'm missing out on a lot of things, which
What
I
I'm,
missed
mhm.
out the last 50 years because I didn't feel like it was worth it.
I'm hearing grief in the
Yeah,
conversation. Mm-hmm.
a lot of grief.
It's okay. It's really an honor for you to just express the sadness and just allow it. But what I recommend is not put meaning on it or not
Mm-hmm.
resist it, because that's
Yeah.
going to make it persist. So just honoring the divine cry of grief for all of us, for the loss of what we can potentially never get back, which is the beautiful years of our lives of not living our full potential. So grief is created because we create everything as the divine creators that we are. And grief is created from the consideration that what we value is gone. So I'm here to just know with you, Klaus, that you are an infinite spiritual being, that you're immortal and you're not this body. You're not the years of that have passed. You really have the full potential right here, right now. And that I'm really honored to claim that with you today, if you are ready to claim that for yourself.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I love that. So obviously we're not going to get into a trauma incident here because it's hard for people to really fully get the profound experience that happens for the client when they're going through a trauma process. But it sounds like you've already tracked through, because I know your wife is in Soul Society and in the program with me. And so can you remember the incident that happened as a child when you powerfully decided that you weren't enough, that you weren't worthy?
No, that's the problem. I think it's like memories coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that people, when we in Sweden, we when I was like 6 years old, I started in preparation school. We had to learn to tie on our shoes and learn the time and things like that to be prepared for school. And I
Mm-hmm.
can just remember that everyone else could do that, but I was always needing help from the grown-ups to do it because I couldn't do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like I wasn't normal. So So
Mm.
that's the thing that happened there, I
Yeah.
would say.
So the human behavior, what we all have at some level, is that the core limited beliefs, the core, what we call commands that happen in the middle of a traumatic incident, whether it be big or small. It could be literally that a teacher, tells us that we're bad in the middle of tying our shoes and we get traumatized because it's the emotions that are in us, right? So the core commands for all of us are I'm not enough, something's wrong with me, I don't belong. This is the human condition. So I want to just honor you because hopefully one man will watch this or listen to this and knows that it's okay, especially as a white man, to say it's okay, to say I actually have had trauma or I've had suffering as well, because I feel like the world kind of victimizes and makes the white man into the villain. And I know that you've been through a lot in your DNA, in your lineage. So we don't know if this is coming from this lifetime or last lifetime, or it's all one divine life. So I just want to honor you in that. So what did you decide? What was the identity of Claus as a young man? What would you say? What was the identity? If you just say a script, right? You have a play and Claus
I
is
think I
the white
decided,
man.
just as you said, I saw this white man drinking a lot of alcohol, fighting, being abusive to women, everything like that. And I decided to be the opposite.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Who was that you witnessed?
Perhaps my father, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But if something like that, I didn't like that. I didn't want to, or perhaps when I've been thinking about it, when I talked about it with my wife, it's like also like I was a lot with my mother, and she had a lot of fights with my father. So I heard her speak ill about him. So I didn't want to be like him because then
Mm.
women would talk bad about me.
Yeah.
So I tried to be something else.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
vicious cycle of being trying to make up for our lineage, our karma.
Yeah.
So curious to know how that pattern has played out today. How's it playing out in today in the four areas of life, right? So we have relationships, money or career, health and vitality, and our expression, our purpose and calling, our full expression. How's that pattern been playing out in your life?
Uh, but I think most of the time I felt like other men are more successful than me. I have tried to be successful, trying to work a lot to make money, and then like losing everything. Married once before, ruined that marriage. So it felt like I didn't succeed. So that's
Mm-hmm.
been my my truth to myself.
Mm-hmm. You
That,
say on
that
here that where you want and where you're ready for a breakthrough is in money and making friends.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Amazing. So, what would that look like for you? You have a magic wand. You're a divine spiritual being. You can mock it up however you want. I want you to tell me what that vision would look like for you.
I would like to have a lot of men around me who wants to
Mm-hmm.
do the same thing as me, like be some kind of other kind of man, not the violent man, not the abusive man, men who can see the divine in women,
Mm-hmm.
like the creation, because women are the ones who create,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and we would like we should see that as men instead of like just see them as objects.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so much in society today, the movies, like I watched when I grew up, TV series and so on, like women were an object,
Yeah.
and the men were like the strong guys who did things. It's a joke to look at these Asian films with two zeros and a, which I mean, how they're treating women.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm.
and so,
So,
but I
mhm.
saw that, and that is what we have been taught. Like we should, perhaps that is a male, that is a man, and I
Mhm.
want something else. So that's the vision.
Okay.
To,
So,
to,
so there's a very important distinction here,
mm.
because when I asked, what is it? What's the vision? You have a magic wand. You told me what you don't want. And
Or
that's what
I want.
I know, no, but we just listen to the distinction, okay? Because it's for all of us. We will often focus on what we don't want instead of really holding faith and in our divine mind, the vision. And so today, obviously we can't get into the deep trauma work, which is really what's going to neutralize those false identities and the commands. And obviously that's going to be a prescription. I would say that as a doctor of divinity, I would make a prescription for you to do that deep trauma work. But there's another prescription I'm going to give you today. And the prescription is to focus on the vision of what you do want instead of what you don't want. So let's go a little bit further of what is that vision. Let's just play in the greatest faculty we have, which is imagination. Einstein said the greatest faculty. Nicolette, all the great masters have known this, right? So what is that vision? Because I know that there are so many men out there that are praying right now for that same exact vision. So let's speak it into existence in the universe right now, Claus. That's how powerful you are. Tell me
Yeah,
the vision.
I want to, for myself and other men, uh, that we can level up when it comes to be men, to be something more, to be like that we can see the divine in everyone, that we can give love and peace to the world, and that we can make life easier for both women and children.
Mm, beautiful. Let's take a deep breath together. And just do a spiritual mind treatment, which is really just opening up the divine consciousness individually, which opens up to the collective one divine consciousness, that mastermind, that mind that has all intelligence, all wisdom, that is the first cause of creation, which is consciousness. And consciousness is the being with the wisdom. And so I invite us to take a deep breath in together, opening up our minds to that divine wise mind. I recognize Claus and who he is. I recognize the power that he is. I recognize the profound wisdom of all the intelligence of all the inverted use of the energy that his father and mother and all the lineage has used. And I recognize the beauty in this because it is the true evolution that is born out of the chaos. A new world, a new earth, a new man, a new woman, a new life. And I claim this right now, knowing there is no age, there is no time, there is not multiple lifetimes, there is only here and now. And I recognize that Claus can hold in his consciousness, which creates all of life right here, right now. It is the miracle of the creation of his power, of his mind, which is the one divine mind. And so I say all suffering is done, all lack is done, all discordance is done, all abuse, all alcoholism is done in the divine mind. That Claus from here, from this day forward, claims his birthright of the power that he be. And I restore it and know it fully in my mind. It is done. This king is born. It is done in the name of truth. And I sit here in total gratitude, seeing him as the leader that has been called as his divine purpose to claim his prosperity, his abundance, the friend that he is, and the son and the husband, and every last drop of whoever he chooses to be. It is done. I simply know this in the name of truth, as together we say, and so it is. Thank you so much. You were a great blessing to my life and heart today, and to so many. And I want to truly, truly thank you for the courage for you to come here and open your heart. It's the most beautiful thing I could ever witness. Thank you so much, Claus.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.